Now let us see the next question. Prove that if x and y are both odd positive integers, then x squared plus y squared is even, but not divided by 4. Same question is given in R.S. Agarwal book, exercise 1A, question number 9. Let us see the question once again. We have to prove that x squared plus y squared is even but not divided by 4, where x and y both are odd positive integers. So let us see the solution for this question. First of all, we will assume let x is equals to 2a plus 1 and y equals to 2b plus 1. Why I have taken the value of x equals to 2a plus 1 and y equals to 2b plus 1? Because we know every positive odd integer is in the form of 2q plus 1, or we can say 2a plus 1. Any positive odd integer is in the form of either 2q plus 1 we can say, or 2a plus 1. So I have written here 2a plus 1. Second number I have written here 2b plus 1, because both are different numbers, both are not the same number. So here we have got different variables. After that, we have to find the value of x square and y square. First of all, we are going to find the value of x square. Value of x we are having 2a plus 1. We can write here 2a plus 1 whole square we are putting here. So a plus b whole square. We can write here 4a square plus 4a plus 1. Similarly, we can find the value of y square. That will be 2b plus 1 whole square. Here we can write 4b whole square plus 4b plus 1. Now we will find the sum x square plus y square. X square plus y square. The value of x square we are having 4a square plus 4a plus 1. Value of y square we are having 4b square plus 4b plus 1. So finally we can write here 4a square plus 4a plus 4b square plus 4b plus 2. This whole equation can be written as 2 under bracket 2a square plus 2a plus 2b square plus 2b plus 1. So here we can say that this is in the multiple of 2. This is the multiple of 2. Hence, this is the even number. Even number. Every even number is in the form of either we can say 2q or 2a, or we can say 2x. Every even integer is in the form of either 2q, 2a or 2x. So this is the product of 2. That's why this is the even number. But this whole equation is not divisible by 4, because we are not having 4 as a factor. If we will get 4 as a factor, then we can say that this whole equation is divisible by 4. But this whole equation is not having 4 as a factor. 4 is not common in all the terms. That's why this whole cannot be divisible by 4. So this is the final solution for this question. Let us see the question. For any positive integer n, prove that n cube minus n is divisible by 6. Same question is given in R.S. Agarwal book, exercise 1A, question number 8. So let us see the solution for this question. Let us see the question once again. We have to prove that n cube minus n is divisible by 6, where n is any positive integer. So first of all, we'll copy the question. N cube minus n. This can be written as n multiplied by n square minus 1, because when we will take n as a common, then we will have n square minus 1. N will be as it is. Now here we can write a square minus square of 1, we can write a square minus b square. So we can write here a minus b into a plus b. And finally, after rearranging this one, we can write n minus 1 multiplied by n plus 1. So here we can observe n minus 1, n plus 1. These three are consecutive integers. N minus 1, n and n plus 1 are three consecutive integers. And as we know, the product of every three consecutive integer is divisible by 2 as well as 3 also. That's why it is divisible by 6 also. Once again I am repeating, the product of any three consecutive integer is always divisible by 2 as well as 3. That's why it is also divisible by 6. But we have to prove it if the product of these three consecutive integers is divisible by 2 as well as by 3 also. So let us see. First of all, we will assume let n be any number. On dividing n by 2, let q be the quotient and r be the remainder. This type of video I have already created in the previous one. Let n be any number. On dividing n by 2, let q be the quotient and r be the remainder. Hence we can write here n equals to 2q plus r. 2q plus r, where the value of r will exist between 0 to less than 2. R is greater than or equal to 0 and less than 2. So we will have value of n equals to 2q. Next one, n equals to 2q plus 1. So we are having two different values, 2q and 2q plus 1. Now let us see three different numbers. First one we are having n minus 1. Second one we are having n. Third one we are having n plus 1. Now on the place of n, if we are putting 2q plus 1, then let us see what is the result. On the place of n, we are going to put the value of 2q plus 1. We are having two different values of n. First one is 2q, second one is 2q plus 1. Right now I am going to put the value of n equals to 2q plus 1. Let us see, n equals to 2q plus 1. Minus 1 is already there. So minus 1 cancel. Finally we are having 2q. Now finally we are having 2q. This 2q is completely divisible by 2. Now second case I am taking. On the place of n I am putting 2q. Now again this is also divisible by 2. Now third case, n plus 1. On the place of n, here we will put 2q plus 1. N will be 2q plus 1. 1 is already there, so we can write here plus 1. So finally we can write here 2q plus 2, or this can be written as 2 under bracket q plus 1. Again this number is also divisible by 2. Hence we can say that the product of three consecutive integers is divisible by 2. Now we have to prove that the product of these three consecutive integers are divisible by 3 also. For that, again we will take let n be any number. On dividing n by 3, let q be the quotient, r be the remainder. Then this can be written as n equals to 3q plus r, where the value of r will exist between 0 to 3. And the equation will be n equals to 3q. Second we will have n equals to 3q plus 1. And third we are having n equals to 3q plus 2. We will have three values of n. And we are having three different things, n minus 1. Second one we are having n. And third one we are having n plus 1. Next, if on the place of n we are putting 3q plus 1. Let us see what we will get. On the place of n we are going to put this value 3q plus 1. On the place of n we are putting 3q plus 1. 3q plus 1. Minus 1 is already there. We can write minus 1. Minus 1 cancel. Plus 1 cancel. So finally we are having 3q. So here we can observe this 3q is completely divisible by 3. Now second case n. On the place of n we are putting 3q. We are having 3q also. So on the place of n we are putting 3q. So this 3q is also divisible by 3. Now third case we are having n plus 1. In this case, on the place of n, we will put the value of n equals to 3q plus 2. On the place of n, we are putting 3q plus 2. Plus 1 is already there. So this can be written as 3q plus 3. And this can be written as 3 under bracket q plus 1. Here we can observe that this is also completely divisible by 3 because we are having 3 as a factor. So we can say that if the product of three consecutive integers is completely divisible by 2 as well as 3. If any number is divisible by 2 as well as 3, then that number is also divisible by 6 also. Hence, we can say that the product of any three consecutive integer is divisible by 6. This we have got from n cube minus 1. In this way, we can prove this question. Now let us see the next question. Prove that 2 root 3 minus 1 is irrational. Let us see the solution of this question. As we are going to prove root 3 minus 1 is irrational, first of all, we will assume let 2 root 3 minus 1 is rational. Here first of all I assume let 2 root 3 minus 1 is rational. So 2 root 3 minus 1 we can write here. After that we are writing plus 1 is rational. Because as we know 2 root 3 minus 1 is rational, 1 is also rational. The sum of two rational number is always a rational number. Whatever is there we have to write the additive inverse. Minus 1 is there, the additive inverse of minus 1 is plus 1, so I have written here plus 1. If suppose here we are having plus 5, so we must write here minus 5. So finally we are having minus 1 plus 1, both will cancel, we will have 2 root 3 is rational, is rational. Next we will write 2 root 3 will be as it is. Now we are going to multiply this one by the reciprocal of 2, that is 1 upon 2 is rational, will be as it is. 2 root 3 into 1 upon 2. Since both are rational, hence the product of these two must be a rational. Now 2 and 2 both will cancel. Finally we are having root 3 is rational. Finally we are having root 3 is rational. But as we know, root 3 is not rational. I have already proved root 3 is an irrational number. So we can say that this contradicts our fact, and this contradiction arises by assuming that root 2 root 3 minus 1 is rational. Hence we can say that 2 root 3 minus 1 is an irrational number. Now let us see the next question. Prove that 1 upon root 3 is irrational. So first of all, we will assume that let 1 upon root 3 is rational. In the previous video, I have already explained this type of question. So first of all, we'll assume let 1 upon root 3 is rational. So after rationalizing this one, we will have root 3 upon 3, because 1 upon root 3 can be rationalized like root 3 upon root 3, and here we will have root 3 upon 3. So 1 upon root 3 can be written as root 3 upon 3. Since we have assumed that 1 upon root 3 is a rational, so it is also a rational. Now root 3 upon 3 is a rational. Now we are multiplying root 3 upon 3 with 3, the reciprocal of denominator. The denominator is 1 upon 3, so we have to write this one 3, and is a rational. Because as we know, the product of two rational number is always a rational number. Since we have assumed that 1 upon root 3 is a rational, so 1 upon root 3 is written as root 3 upon 3, and 3 is also a rational. The product of these two numbers is also a rational. 3 and 3 both will cancel, root 3 and is rational. Root 3 is rational. But as we know, root 3 is not a rational number. It is an irrational, right? I have already proved this question in the previous video. So root 3 is irrational number. This contradicts our fact. This contradiction arises by assuming 1 upon root 3 is rational. Hence, we can say that 1 upon root 3 is a irrational number. Now let us see the next question. Prove that 5 minus 2 root 3 is irrational. We can prove this question by using previous method. Let us see. First of all, we will assume let 5 minus 2 root 3 is rational. After that, we will copy this one. 5 minus 2 root 3. Since we are having plus 5, so we have to write additive inverse of 5. That will be minus 5. Is rational. Is rational. Because the difference of two rational number is a rational number. So minus 5 plus 5 both will cancel. Finally, we are having minus 2 root 3 is rational. After that, we write minus 2 root 3 multiplied by, we have write the reciprocal of this one, 1 upon minus 2. The product of two rational number is a rational number. So we will write here is rational. So minus 2 cancel. Finally, we are having root 3 is rational. Again we are getting root 3 is rational, but as we know, root 3 is an irrational. I have already proved this one in the previous video. So this contradiction arises by assuming that 5 minus 2 root 3 is rational. Hence 5 minus 2 root 3 is irrational.